Well, let's face it, we have corporate America surrounding us. Not to say that I know some people are like okay with corporate America, work for corporate America, but there is like this image that corporate America has painted for us. That leaders are these big, huge, larger than life, incredible looking, amazing people that know how to say all the right words and do all the right things. And that's what a leader is. And so then what happens when you become a Beachbody coach? Why is everyone scared to death of the word coach? Everyone's cool with being a challenger, love being a challenger, but coach? Because it comes with responsibility, right? Now I gotta be responsible for somebody else. And I'm scared to death of what that looks like because I'm not that dude in the corner office that knows what the heck he's talking about. I'm not that person that has it all figured out. I don't have that awesome degree or whatever. Can I just tell you guys something? If that's what it took to be a good leader, I would be the least qualified person on the planet. I know you can't tell because I'm on a stage, but I'm only about 5'9" and weigh 160 pounds. I'm not a big, tall, I didn't go to college to play sports. In fact, I went to a high school in Kansas and we won 0 games in football. I was the starting free safety. I don't know if you can imagine being a running back coming through the line and the only thing between you and the end zone is me. Touchdown every single time, okay? So leadership is not about being some larger than life character. So today I want to teach you what leadership really is. The very basic principles, okay? Do we have any football fans here? Does anybody here like... Okay. I kind of thought there were maybe a few football fans, being how it's Seattle and the theme is wear your favorite team. So I'm glad, okay? So how many of you here have heard of a player by the name of Michael Vick? Right, okay. Hang with me, I promise. It'll get better, I promise. So, okay, here's some stats on Michael Vick. He was 3rd in the Heisman vote his freshman year in college. Now, Heisman, for those of you who don't know, determines the best player in all of college football, okay? As a freshman in college, he was 3rd in the running, okay? He was drafted number 1 by the Falcons in 2000. Yeah, well, all right, okay, yeah. I know how to win you guys over, just make fun if anyone's not a Seahawk, right? So, he was drafted number 1. Now, here's a guy, I don't know if you guys have ever seen him play, but this dude can launch the ball 100 yards, effortlessly. The guy runs a 4.4 40. One of the fastest, most athletic quarterbacks that's ever played the game. In fact, up until him, there weren't really such thing as athletic quarterbacks. They're just really tall white dudes that were slow but could throw the ball really far. Michael Vick was the first one that came in and really changed the way the quarterback position was played. But do you know how many rings Michael Vick wears on his fingers? Absolutely none. So let's move on to another player that I think some of you have heard of. I think his name is Russell Wilson. Okay, I thought so. Now, Russell Wilson is 5'11". Now, that's about my height with these boots. Okay, I'm exaggerating. He's still a little bit taller than I am, even with my boots on, but still, 5'11" for an NFL quarterback. The average height of an NFL quarterback is about 6'3". Now, some of the better ones, like Aaron Rodgers, all right, I know, I'm sorry. 6'5". 6'5" is about what you would expect. If you're looking for the ideal, this is the guy we need coming out of college. Our team sucks because we're the Cleveland Browns, and we need somebody to churn things around. You are looking for that dude that is 6'5", got hands the size of my head, and the dude just can throw the ball, right? There's an ideal, typical person you're looking for. Russell Wilson does not fit any of those things. Coming into the NFL, they said he'll never make it. He's too short. How in the world is Russell Wilson even going to see over the line of scrimmage? The average lineman is 6'3". Now, if I stand next to a dude that's 6'3", I feel so tiny. Okay, they just tower. I can't imagine trying to see over someone like that to throw a football. More or less, when they stick their hands up in the air, somehow you still have to throw it up and over them and see where the heck your receiver is. They said he's too short. He runs too much. That's not going to work in the NFL. You know, you can try to run in the NFL, but it really doesn't work because all the linebackers are so fast that it's just not going to work, right? On top of that, they just didn't think he could throw the ball far enough. The NFL is all about throwing the ball down the field. This guy does not have what it takes. In fact, remember Michael Vick was drafted number one, okay? Russell Wilson went in, where'd it go? 3rd round, pick 75. 3rd round, 75th pick. Here's a dude that everyone was saying he doesn't have what it takes. He's too short, he plays the wrong style, he's not going to do it in the pros, he can't do it. 3rd round, 75th pick. Now, as you guys know, in 3 years, he's gone to 2 Super Bowls and won 1. Michael Vick was the number 1 draft pick, can sling the ball 100 yards, and has not been to a single NFL Super Bowl. Do you want to know what the difference is between the two of them?
Leadership.
Oh, look, someone here calling my name. Leadership. Let me. I want to break it down for you the way I personally view it. Okay, and then these aren't facts. Okay, this is just my opinion. My opinion is that Michael Vick's number 1 goal is to be on SportsCenter every night. The dude loves to just sling it 100 yards down the field when there's a guy wide open like 7 yards away that could have got a first down. But he's like, no, check this. I can throw it 100 yards, guys. Guys, watch this. When there's 5 guys open and he sees maybe a tiny little opening, he's like, I got a 4.40, guys. Just check this out. I'm going to just run it for a first down every play. In other words, I believe that Michael Vick, this is just my belief, it's not a fact, but as Seahawks fans, I think you guys will all agree. Michael Vick is more focused on his personal numbers and the highlights reel than he is on what's best for the team. Now, Russell Wilson, on the other hand, if it's open downfield, you better believe he can throw it. But if it makes more sense to throw it 7 yards for a first down, that's what he does. If he's in the backfield and about to get sacked, you better believe he can sprint out of there and get a first down when he needs to. But the difference is, Russell Wilson does not care about the highlight reel. He's not trying to get on SportsCenter. Do you know what he's trying to do? He's trying to get his team to put a ring on their finger. See the difference? I believe that true leaders take their eyes off the stupid prizes. Not to say that prizes are stupid, because they are really cool. But they put their focus on the team and whatever is best for the team. And they will do whatever it takes to get their team to the goal line, not themselves to the goal line. And I love what Carly even said about being top 10. It means that you're really good at teaching other people. Notice she didn't say it means she's really good. She was hitting Success Club 40 her first month. Did she get top 10 for that? No, you don't get top 10 for being Success Club 40. You get top 10 for teaching other people, for being a leader. And I believe that a true leader is someone that takes their eyes off the numbers and puts their eyes on getting their team where they need to go. And I believe that we make leadership so complicated because everybody's trying to be a Michael Vick. You see people like Carly who are hitting these huge numbers, and you're like, that's it. I'm going to hit those huge numbers. I'm going to be at the top of the SC board. I'm going to be at the top of the recruiters board. And there's nothing wrong. I don't want to make it sound like there's something wrong with those things, because those are all good things. But even Carly herself said, I don't like to think of it as SC. I like to think of it as people's lives that I changed. When your focus is on changing people's lives and helping people, I swear to you, numbers will show up. Numbers have to show up when you help people. Do you know why? Because Zig Ziglar says this: you can have anything you want in life if you'll just help enough other people get what they want. I try to live by that philosophy every single day. I can have whatever I want. If I want to go on a vacation and live my dream life, no problem. Just find 20 or 30 other people and help them live their dream life, and yours will show up on its own. It just happens naturally. Some call it karma, some call it the law of sowing and reaping. I don't care what you call it, it's just a fact. If you help people, it comes back around. to you. So here's a couple things that I wanted to talk to you about that leaders aren't and that leaders are. And then I'm going to break it down and make it even more simple. How many of you would love it if leadership were simple? Anyone like that? Wouldn't that be awesome? Okay. Now, once again, gosh, I love you, Carly. I don't even know where you're listening, I hope. I love you because, once again, she said it. It's not easy, but it's simple. It's really hard to stick to the things that are simple because we're always trying to overcomplicate it. We're always trying to let society's views leak into us. It's very, very simple. It's just not easy to stick to because there's always outside pressure trying to get us to do something else. So here's what a leader is not. A leader is not a know-it-all. You don't need to know anything to lead people. You don't got to know anything at all. All you got to know is I'm taking one step forward. Do you want to join me? If you think you need to know it all, the problem with that is you're never going to know it all. Which means you're never going to help anybody. John Maxwell, to this day, has 3 things that he lives by. Every single day, he reads something, he writes something, and he teaches something. The dude has wrote over 75 books on personal development. I mean, I think you're all right. You don't need to read anybody anymore, John. Like, you're up here, we're all down here. You can stop reading. No, he will never stop reading. In fact, every book you read by him, he'll quote like 50 different people. You're just like, when did you have time to read all these things? Like, you're literally quoting more people than I've ever even met in my life. Like, the people you quote in a book equals like my Instagram followers. My Instagram isn't exactly killing it, but you get the point, okay? You do not have to know it all to lead the way. All you have to do is be willing to make the step and invite someone along. The second thing that a leader is not is charismatic. Now, that's not to say that you can't be charismatic and a leader, but people look at people like me that are really loud and obnoxious and think that that equals leadership. It just equals loud. That's it, guys. You guys learned that at the house last night. I'm just loud. That's just how I do things. I'm always turned up all the way. I don't have a mute button. My wife really, really wishes I did have a mute button, but I don't. But being loud and saying things all the time doesn't mean that I know what I'm talking about, okay? So I need you to understand, if you're an introvert, guess what? So are 98% of the other Beachbody coaches. It's okay. Nobody ever said leaders have to be extroverted and obnoxious. Once again, you just have to be willing to take one step and invite people to join you. The next thing that a leader is not is a public speaker. Some of you are scared to death be a leader because you're like, I can't do that whole team call thing. So what? You don't have to be able to do a team call. Invite someone that does want to do a team call, but you can still host it and just tell everybody hi. And guess what? You'll never be a public speaker until you start somewhere. Nobody hopped up on a stage with a microphone and just started delivering information like it was second nature to them. Everything in life is like riding a bike. You fall on your face enough times until you no longer fall on your face. That's it. If you're not a public speaker, it's okay. And if you're a good public speaker, can I just point this out? That doesn't make you a leader either. It just means you're a good public speaker. I've seen lots of public speakers that are sucky leaders, okay? You don't have to be a public speaker, nor does being a public speaker make you a leader. A leader is not, I like to call this, the corner office leader. When I think of corporate America, I think of the leader having like his own office. Everyone else is in these like tiny little cubicles, you know, like basically the space in between here and here. And you're like sitting there doing your work on your 30-year-old computer because the company says they can't afford a new one. Meanwhile, the boss is in this gigantor, I might have made that up, office that's got like 6 windows, right? He's got like the newest MacBook, he's got like this beautiful laptop, and not only that, but you can never even find the guy because he's never there. He's got this beautiful office with all this fancy equipment, and yet he's never even around to help anyone who has a question, right? That's what I call the corner office leader. That is not a real leader. That is a boss who happens to have a title, who has authority to tell you what to do, but at the end of the day, he's not a leader. John Maxwell, 5 levels of leadership. Level 1 is having a title. That is the lowest form of leadership you can have. All that means is you can boss people around. But a leader is someone that when you say, let's go do something, people get excited. I don't know about you, but I worked a corporate job for many years, and when the boss said, let's go do, we all went, crap, what's he about to say? Bad news, the boss wants to do something. That means we're going to have to do a bunch more work, and he's going to go back to his office and do nothing, right? A leader is not a corner office leader. And a leader is not privileged. When we think of leaders, we think of people that have all these fancy stuff and they make all this money. And man, if I could just be a leader, I wouldn't have to work anymore. Why don't you guys ask Carly what it's like to have 1,300 people messaging you every single day, asking questions? People think when you make it to the top that it's just like a chill zone and you just like hang out in the pool. That's not a real leader. That's, once again, no offense if you love corporate America, but that's a corporate America leader. You work your way to the top to where you get that contract. What is it called? Like the 10-year, the 20-year, something like that, where you basically never have to work again because you've got a contract saying you can't be fired. In real leadership, people can leave anytime they want. Because leadership isn't a matter of whether or not they're under you, it's a matter of whether or not they're willing to be there with you. And people can stop being willing any day they want. So here's what a leader is. I'm going to go through these real quick because I got one more analogy I want to share with you. A leader is a question asker. A leader's greatest tool is questions. You don't need to know all the answers. You just need to be willing to ask enough questions to get the answers. Someone says, hey, I'm having an issue with my online office. Don't make something up. Go ask somebody. The biggest excuse for not wanting to coach is we don't have all the answers. It's okay. Nobody has all the answers. They just know other people that might have the answer, okay? You don't need to have the answers, but you do need to know how to ask questions. Next thing is humble. Leaders are humble. Just like Russell Wilson. You ever watch an interview with him after the game? Have you ever heard Russell Wilson take credit for the win? Of course not. Why? Because he's humble. Would you want to play for a quarterback that took all the credit? Would you want to block for him on 4th and 1 for a quarterback that took all the credit? You want people on your team? You better be humble and remember that the only reason you're here today is because of those people. Not a single one of us got here on our own. And not a single one of us are ever going to get anywhere else on our own. Everything we do is because of the people around us. The next thing, a leader is humble. A leader is a servant. A leader is someone that looks for people to serve, to help, to find the way. Whether that's serving them in a challenge group, whether that's serving them and signing them up to be a coach and live life by design, a leader is to be a servant. Once again, corporate America says, I'm the leader, come serve me. Go run that errand for me. Go run this errand for me. Go get this for me. But a leader wakes up every single day and thinks to himself or herself, who can I serve today? Who can I help? How can I help someone else get where they want to go in life? A leader gives up privileges for the sake of others. Nothing makes me happier than when I see a coach giving out things to people on their team, sending out stuff in the mail to people on their team. Nothing makes me happier than a coach being willing to say, you know what, I earned this privilege, I worked for it, but I want to give it to you. A leader allows others to experience the rewards of their hard work. Once again, Russell Wilson could take credit for so many last-minute drives, but he never does because he wants the team to get the attention. Because let's face it, once again, he has to have the team. And then the last thing a leader is authentic. A leader is the same person off stage that they are on stage. And that's a really freaking hard thing to do. Which is why I make it a point when I hang out with people to be my dumb, stupid self and be an idiot. Because never, ever, ever do I want someone to look at me and go, Oh, a leader, okay. A leader is someone who has it all together. They're starchy, they wear a nice suit, they do their hair perfectly, and everything's great. No. A leader is just me and you. We're just people, guys. We're just people. We're just people that are learning and then are willing to share what we learn. That's it, guys. It doesn't mean you're some perfect person. It doesn't mean you got it all together. And if you do got it all together, guess what? You're wrong. You don't. None of us have it all together. And the sooner we're willing to admit that, the sooner people are willing to work with us. I don't know about you, but I hate working with people that think they have it all together. Nothing worse in the world. So just be honest. Be open about your flaws. Be open about the fact that you don't have it all together. Be real. Be genuine. Be yourself everywhere you go. It's okay if that self kind of sucks a little bit. I suck all the time. It's cool. Just let people know. Here's the deal. I suck. It's cool. Let's get that out of the way. Let's move on, okay? So I want to give you one last analogy that I think will take everything I said and break it down into one simple thing. That if you will do this one simple thing, I swear you'll be one of the greatest leaders that ever lived. That's a pretty big promise, isn't it? Are you guys ready for it? I'm going to break it down into one sentence for you, how to be the greatest leader on the planet. You ready, coaches? If you're not a coach, listen up. I promise you'll still learn from it. It's cool. If you're a visitor today, all of this applies to everything you've ever done in life, okay? If you want to be the greatest leader ever, simply treat your coaches as good as you treat your challengers. Now, how many people here, when a challenger jumps on board with you, that first day in the challenge group, they post something, and you like jump all, oh my gosh, awesome job, you were so amazing, oh great, I'm so glad you did one push-up, you're the best thing ever! Is that not what you do? Come on, don't lie to me, because I know you do. I know how crazy excited you get about a challenger, right? And then a coach signs up and you're like, yes, I got a coach, sweet, let me go find another challenger. And the coach is like, wait, where did that excitement go that I saw in the challenge group? We just spent 30 days together, and you were like crazy happy about every little thing I did. You messaged me every single day. You checked in on me. You asked if I had any questions. You asked if I needed anything, and now I can't find you. What happened? If we would simply treat our coaches as good as we treat our challengers, we'd be the greatest leaders ever. So here's just a couple things I want you to write down. Number one, ask your coaches questions to find out what their goals are. Now, if you've been trained properly by one of these people that I mentor, I know you have been trained properly, all right? Then you know when you sell a challenge pack, this is what you should do, right? You should say something like, what are your goals? Over the next 30 days, what would success look like to you? If you aren't asking those questions, then start asking these questions. Because you can't help someone if you don't know where they want to go. You can't help someone lose 100 pounds if you think they just need to lose 5 or 10. So you have to ask your coaches questions. When you sign up a coach, the same thing applies. Do not tell them they need to be Emerald or Diamond or 2-star, although I love all those things because they're things for us to aim for. Ask them instead, what are you wanting out of this business? For all you know, they may be trying to retire from their job, or they may just need $100 extra a week to go to the store on. You cannot motivate someone by something that is not already in them. That's called manipulation. It's called manipulation when we try to get someone to a destination they don't want to go to. But when we find out where their destination is, where their heart is, then we can support them to get where they want to go. And when we help people get where they want to go, I promise you, Emerald, Diamond, 1-star, 2-star, all of that stuff happens naturally. It's all on the road to where they want to go. So ask people questions about their goals. Number 2, go out of your way to build a friendship. One of the reasons people sign up to get challenge packs is because you go out of your way to be kind to them, to be polite to them, to connect with them, and build a relationship, and then they feel like they can trust you. You want your coaches to trust you? Don't lose sight of the friendship. Don't lose sight of the fact that they are a person, not an employee. We say, sign up with me, and I'll help you live life by design. And then they sign up and we say, okay, now go do this, go do that, go do this, go do that. What happened to the design part? Where'd that design go? Build a friendship with people. Find out, and that's part of asking the questions, is finding out who they are and what they want in life. If you have a friendship with someone, I swear the connection will be so tight, they will want to help you with your goals. The next thing is look for every opportunity to serve them. And I put in quotations, over and above the regular training you provide. As leaders, sometimes it's so easy to get kind of this attitude of, well, I provided all of that stuff for them in the team page, why don't they just go use it? Providing stuff in the team page is incredible, and it's what you should be doing, okay? But there comes a point when people have been with you long enough, they know that that's just the norm, and if you really, 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 really want to lead someone, you have to go over and above the norm. The norm is, I don't want to say it's easy because it's not, but as leaders, we have to go further than that. And then the last thing is when they've proven themselves a good coach, offer them the opportunity to become leaders by getting them involved in helping you do 1 through 3. One of the biggest things that I hear from Beachbody coaches is, I got all these coaches, but I can't figure out how to get anyone else motivated to do this thing. It's like, I'm excited, I'm passionate, I'm all in, and then I got 30 discount coaches, right? But when we do see people raising up, when we do see people embracing the journey, grab them, take them by the hand, and help them to help you do steps 1 through 3. Don't worry about everyone else that doesn't want to work the business. You know what? It's okay. Just as we've heard, like 5 times today, if you work it long enough and you stay consistent long enough, people get over their fears when they see how much your lifestyle has changed, right? People want to get involved when they see how good your life is becoming. When they see how incredible your life looks, man, people start coming out of the woods to hop on your team and help out, right? But we have got to, instead of just telling everyone, okay, here's what you do, blah, blah, blah. When you see people rising up, man, grab onto them. Grab onto them and say, hey, do you want to help me reach out to a few people? Do you want to help me on a team call? Do you want to help me with this next challenge group? Raise up leaders. The only way to raise up leaders is to take them by the hand and get them involved in the things that you've been doing. Sometimes we think that leaders just kind of naturally show up and just run off and do their own thing and become 5-star diamonds all on their own. But that doesn't happen. Every once in a while it happens. But if we depend on that every once in a while, I always tell people, you have to take fate into your own hands. Because if you play with fate, it's scary. There are too many people out there that need your help. There are too many people out there that are sitting, as you guys are all sitting right here, with a family, with a community, getting inspired. You have purpose, you have passion, you have this thing that you are excited about. Everyone else, I don't want to say everyone else, but a whole lot of people in our country are sitting around right now with no community, no family, no hope, no inspiration, nothing to be excited about. I remember a time when I was working my day job, a job that I worked for 9 years that I just quit and hated it to death. And I remember thinking to myself, how do I even get out of this stupid job? I'm stuck here. It's just enough to pay the bills. It's just enough to get by, but it is not near enough for us to actually be happy and enjoy our life. And I don't even know how to get out. I don't have a college degree. I don't really have any experience doing anything other than this stupid thing that I'm doing, that I hate. I'm not looking for some other promotion. I had topped out at my job. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do. Thankfully for me, John Maxwell came along. But I believe that Beachbody can be the solution for so many people. I believe in Beachbody because I work with enough people that do it, and I know how good it is. And I know how good they are to you. So like Carly was saying, why would you hide that from someone? Why would you keep that to yourself? I know you're all scared to death of something. If you just signed up, you're probably scared to just post. Maybe even a selfie or a transformation pic. If you've got good at that, now you're scared to recruit. You're scared to invite. You're scared to sell. Every single level, I promise you, it doesn't matter how high you get, there's always a new fear. But just like Carly was saying, there are too many people out there with no hope, with no dream, with nothing at all that are depending on you. I don't know them. Carly doesn't know them. Emma doesn't know them. Lauren doesn't know them. So how in the world are they ever going to find that dream? How are they going to find that hope if you're not willing to tell them? So I want to encourage you. Be a leader. A leader is someone that obviously takes these steps that I was telling you about, but a leader is also someone who just does whatever it takes to help other people, to make life better for others. So I want to thank you guys all so much for having me. Can we give another hand for Lauren and Emma because they're so awesome.